Hello, friends. Starting this July, there are specific actions on your phone that are now effectively prohibited for seniors. Not by law, but through the latest guidance that financial professionals, federal organizations, and even the banks themselves are urging you to avoid. These are precisely the kinds of actions that lead seniors to lose thousands, and sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars, in a single phone call. The federal government has just rolled out a brand new campaign meant to alert you to this risk. Banks are updating their policies and deploying AI systems in response. Meanwhile, the people behind these scams are operating with even greater sophistication in 2026 than we have seen before. Today, I'm going to walk you through exactly what you should never do on your phone beginning now. Then, I'll cover 4 additional urgent changes this summer that directly impact your money, your Medicare, and your car. Before we get into it, subscribe to this channel right now and turn on the bell. The information I'm discussing today is shifting in real time, and most people only learn about it after the damage is already done. Subscribe now and let's get into it. Let's start with the phone, because this is where the most urgent and most preventable harm to seniors is occurring right now. On June 16, 2026, just 2 weeks ago, the FCC launched what they're calling the Never Ever campaign in partnership with the Elder Justice Coordinating Council. The entire campaign is built around one clear rule that addresses every form of government impersonation scam. Write this down. No real government agency, not Social Security, not Medicare, not the IRS, not the FCC itself, will ever call or text you to demand payment by gift card, wire transfer, cryptocurrency, or cash. Never, not once, not under any circumstances. If someone contacts you claiming to represent any government agency and asks you to pay anything over the phone in any form, that is a scam. Hang up immediately. The FCC is also making significant upgrades to what's known as the Stir/Shaken framework this summer. This is a technical system that helps verify whether the phone number shown on your caller ID actually corresponds to the caller. Carriers are now required to block unverified calls at a higher rate, and carriers that knowingly let fraudulent robocalls pass through their networks face stronger enforcement. In everyday terms, you should notice fewer obvious scam calls getting through to your phone this summer, but the scammers who still manage to reach people are often the most dangerous ones. They may use smaller carriers and internet-based calling systems that can route around the traditional phone network, and they frequently use AI to imitate the voices of family members or government officials. Here are the specific actions that are now effectively off-limits if you want to protect yourself. Never share your Social Security number, Medicare number, or bank account information with anyone who calls you. Legitimate agencies already have this information and will not ask you to verify it during an unsolicited phone call. Never stay on the phone with someone who is trying to create urgency and demanding immediate action. Urgency and pressure are the primary tools used in essentially every phone scam ever run. Never call back the number that contacted you if you're even slightly suspicious. Instead, always look up the agency's official number independently and contact them using that information. And never pay any fee, fine, or debt over the phone using a gift card. No government agency accepts gift cards as payment, anywhere. Not for taxes, not for Social Security problems, not for anything. The FCC fraud hotline is 1-888-CALL-FCC. Report suspected scam calls at reportfraud.fttc.gov. Now, let's talk about what your bank is doing in response to all of this, because some of the updates are designed to protect you, and some can surprise you in a way you should understand. As of January 1st, 2026, more than half of all U.S. states have enacted safe harbor laws that give banks legal authority to delay transactions from senior accounts when AI monitoring systems flag the activity as possibly suspicious. California's law, Senate Bill 278, requires banks to ask customers 65 and older to name a trusted contact person and to delay suspicious transactions of $5,000 or more for at least 3 business days. The bank receives legal protection if it delays a transaction that turns out to be legitimate, which means their AI can hold your money first and then ask questions later. Here's how this can play out in practice. A senior in Illinois attempted to wire $42,000, his own money, from his Chase account. The bank's fraud detection flagged the withdrawal as high risk. His account was restricted for more than a month. He couldn't pay bills, couldn't access his savings, and had to rely on a credit card while his money was locked behind a barrier he wasn't able to legally move. A local news station ultimately had to step in before Chase released the funds. This isn't meant to be a story about fraud. It's a story about what happens when a bank's AI decides a legitimate transaction looks suspicious. The fix is straightforward. Add a trusted contact person to every bank and brokerage account you own. Call your bank. Ask to add a trusted contact. Provide that person's name and phone number. If your bank's AI flags a transaction, instead of waiting through a long investigation, they can contact your trusted person and confirm your intent within minutes. It takes about 10 minutes to set up, and it's the most important financial protection you can put in place this summer. Bank of America is rolling out 1,000 in-person fraud education seminars across the country through 2026. Chase has also deployed a dedicated scam interruption team, trained by behavioral psychologists. These are real resources. If your bank is hosting a local fraud awareness event, it's worth attending. The third change affects every senior who drives. Pennsylvania's Paul Miller Law took effect June 5, 2026, making handheld phone use while driving a primary offense. Officers can pull you over solely for holding a phone, without needing any other violation to make the stop. The fine starts at $50 plus court costs. Pennsylvania joins 27 states with primary handheld enforcement, including New York, New Jersey, Maryland, and Florida. On any summer road trip through the Northeast, keep your phone completely out of your hand while the vehicle is moving. Speed cameras in work zones are also expanding quickly. Delaware activated live cameras on I-95 in late May 2026. The fine is $20 as a base plus $1 per mile per hour over the 55 miles per hour work zone limit. More than 10,000 violations were recorded in the first 3 days. Pennsylvania, Maryland, and Illinois have active work zone cameras mailing citations directly to registered vehicle owners without requiring a police stop. Slow down at the first orange sign and maintain the reduced speed until the work zone officially ends. The fourth change involves Medicare Part D and a calculation that many seniors taking expensive medications haven't yet been factoring in. As of 2026, the annual out-of-pocket cap for Medicare Part D is $2,100. Once your total spending on covered drugs reaches $2,100 within a calendar year, every covered medication costs you $0 for the remainder of that year. This is the first year the cap has been set this low, and it changes the math for anyone using expensive brand-name drugs. If you've already spent $1,000 or more on prescriptions this year, you may be closer to zero-cost medications for the rest of 2026 than you realize. Log into your Part D plan's member portal or call the number on your Medicare card and ask, "How much have I spent toward my out-of-pocket cap this year? And how close am I to $2,100? The fifth change is something most people associate with winter, but it's actually available right now. LIHEAP, the Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program, provides federal funding for energy costs, including summer cooling. Many people think of LIHEAP as a winter heating program, but summer applications are typically processed faster and with less backlog than heating season requests. If your household income is at or below 150% of the federal poverty level, you may qualify for help with air conditioning costs or electric bills this summer. Call the National Energy Assistance Referral Line at 1-803-423-720 or search your state's name, plus LIHEAP to find your local program. So, here's the full picture. Never pay any government agency over the phone in any form. The FCC's Never Ever rule covers every scam call used to target seniors. Add a trusted contact person to every bank account this week to help prevent your funds from being frozen under new safe harbor rules. Keep your phone out of your hand while driving. 27 states now use primary enforcement with instant fines. Check your Medicare Part D out-of-pocket progress toward the $2,100 cap. You may be closer to free medications than you think. And if summer electricity costs are tightening your budget, Contact LIHEAP now while the summer program has less backlog than heating season. Subscribe. Share this with someone you know who needs to hear it before summer ends. And I'll see you in the next